Another day, another track, another avenue to climb. Another technique, another muse, another messiah hidden in the...
Hi everyone, welcome to Sunday evening, a famously cheery time of the week and not melancholy at all. Sarcasm aside, it is in fact Sunday evening, and we didn't have a video planned or scheduled for today, but I was just driving around and sort of ruminating and reflecting on this past weekend, and I felt that the previous video, on mental and mental health, was perhaps a bit unfinished. It ended a bit abruptly, and I'm not saying that this video is by any means an official continuation, but I think it's a spiritual successor. So I guess I'll talk about that. And I thought I'd zoom out a bit into the macro and talk about creativity as a whole. My favorite quote by Ernest Hemingway, you'll see below. I might be misquoting, but it was something along the lines of, writing is easy. You just sit down in front of a typewriter and bleed. Obviously, a person can interpret that in whichever way. To me, I guess it speaks to how cathartic art is, and the act of creating. You get to I used this metaphor, I think, in the previous video as well. You get to exorcise those demons, and pull some very unpleasant feelings out into the light, where hopefully they can be a little bit less scary. What's been quite cool for me now is, I think, listening to some of the songs we released throughout the year and reading the lyrics and sort of being able to say, oh yeah, okay, I wrote this song about this experience or that situation or whatever the case may be. And I think that it's been helpful for me to process those things through the engine of art and of creating. I'm not the best at dealing and processing shit, and that's why I do it. The comment has been made a number of times, because I used to, I don't know what fucking compelled me to do this, but I used to put a lot of the poetry I wrote on social media, and people always asked, or many people asked, or that they expressed their concern and their worry about, the contents of the themes of these words. And I always say to them, my response is always the same. I say, as long as I'm writing, I'm okay. It's only when I stop writing that you need to really be worried. Because putting it out there, I'm confronting it, I think, is maybe a good way of analyzing the effect that writing these things down has on me. I'm confronting things that are very scary to me. A lot of things are fucking scary to me. A lot of things. Just the act of living so often is incredibly scary. And through having that creative outlet, and I feel confident that many artists share the sentiment, although I cannot hope to speak for for any other artist, and once again, referring to myself as an artist is probably being very generous, but I create things. Whether or not they're good, I don't know. Thankfully, I have a brilliant creative partner in Chantal, and she is very gifted and very astute at least making the things that I create come across much more appealing. And yeah, but enough about that. I suppose all that I'm really getting at is that, yeah, creativity, at least in my experience, is extremely therapeutic, and it can take many different forms. One doesn't have to be traditionally artistic. I mean, making these fucking YouTube videos, that's creating something. It's my sister, one of my sisters recently said to me that she feels or it looks like I'm really in my element making these videos, and I am. It's obviously it's a point of connection with you guys. It's a little bit of I guess, of a journal. One could call it a vlog. I don't know. I'm reticent to adopt that sort of terminology, but yeah, I suppose it does come down to that in terms of its format. It's a lifeline. Creativity is absolutely a lifeline. So yeah, thanks for listening to this little Sunday night ramble. I don't know whether it adds anything to your life. I hope so. It's all we ever set out to do is just, make stuff a little bit better. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please. It would mean the world to us. And yeah, have a great week ahead.